Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 4th of September 2021. A little bit earlier today I saw a comment from a viewer. It was very interesting. Now, I'm not too sure if this guy is on kind of the other side of the argument or our side and just playing devil's advocate. I think it might be the latter actually, but he was saying, what would it take to convince you that maybe we really do have a problem and that the government really are on the level and just doing their kind of best for us. Now, that is something I've thought about a lot, and I'm not totally sort of adamant that one thing is right and the other thing's wrong. And I've got to say, I've never sort of said that we haven't got a problem. I do believe that the lurgy is in existence, but I think it has just been blown up out of all proportion. And as far as the government doing their best for us, I could just sit here all day long and tell you why I don't believe that's the case. But I'll just give you 5 reasons, just 5, and maybe if you've got your own that you can add to this, put it in the comments section below. I'm sure that's going to be making for some very, very interesting reading later on. But let's just go through my top 5 reasons why I think this has been blown out of all proportion and that the government aren't on the level with this. So number 1, surely if this situation was really as bad as they say, we would have all heard of many, many more people having passed away with this thing. I mean, surely, a good sort of 3 or 4 people in my relatively sort of little street here would be sort of gone by now, and we'd all know someone directly who has kind of sort of passed away with the thing. More than one people, probably sort of 3, 4, 5 people if you've got sort of a wide circle of family and friends, etc. I have heard of, I think it's about 3 people, a customer who I work for, her husband, who apparently died from it sort of April of last year, which is about the height of the thing, and then there's been a couple of other people who passed at that same kind of time as well. But it's always kind of people right on the periphery of your sort of circle and people who know people kind of thing. It's never sort of and what I'm trying to say is surely there would have just been a lot more people who you know directly who wouldn't be here anymore. And some autopsies proving that they actually did die of that thing rather than dying of something else and just having the death blamed on that thing would be nice as well, to be quite honest with you. Number 2, why is it that the government and the top medical pros haven't been taking a multifaceted approach to tackling the problem? Why aren't they using sort of certain very cheap and shown to be very effective treatments? You've got the one that starts with the letter I, haven't you? And then the other one that starts with the letter H, and 1 or 2 others as well, all very sort of cheap and, as I say, proven sort of things to tackle the problem. Why is it that they're not taking that up and even kind of suppressing the use of that and just going with and focusing on just one sort of particular approach, which just so happens to be making a lot of people very rich, whereas the use of these other drugs or these other treatments, which cost hardly anything, wouldn't be making many people very much money at all. Staying on that same kind of thing, reason number 3, why is it that a lot of these people have such big conflicts of interests? And there's a lot of them, but we'll just take Valence and his £600,000 worth of shares in a particular company, and there he is advising us to sort of have the things that the company that he's got a lot of shares in is making, and there's just so many conflicts of interests. So if he was sacked and people like that were kind of sacked and other people were brought in with no conflicts of interests, that might help to go some way to sort of me believing the government's line a little bit more, perhaps. And another thing, why are so many people, including very, very good professionals who are working on the front lines or who were working on the front lines and know how to tackle the problem, why are people like that getting censored? So if they didn't censor people like that and instead sort of brought them in to the government advisory circles, again, maybe I would be sort of believing the situation a lot more. Someone like Dr. Pierre Corey springs to mind on that. Number 5, so many of these people in government are, first of all, proven liars. Johnson, Hancock, the guy in America whose name starts with the letter F, they're sort of top medical guy there, all proven liars. The latter has been proven to have lied in front of Congress. Why have we got these people there sort of lying so much? And it might set my sort of mind a little bit at rest as well if quite a lot of these people wanting to sort of push these treatments upon us weren't also proven, were people proven to have views of a certain type involving a certain ideology that starts with EUG, and where they believe in the fact that there's too many people on the planet basically, and that that number should be reduced by at least half, and the people left over should be sort of only the fittest and the strongest. I think you understand the ideology I'm sort of trying to express here. Why is it that so many of these people, including Johnson's dad, a certain computer nerd in America with the initials Bravo Golf as well, if they didn't have those sort of views, I think my mind might be set a little bit more at rest. So there's 5 reasons and 5 things that would get me to sort of accept what the government is trying to do and to believe them a little bit more if they kind of redressed all those concerns in very short order. But I have got one bonus one as well, which would help convince me to think nothing's sort of that bad is afoot as far as government nefariousness is concerned, and that would be if we got through to next March, April time, next spring, having had no more lockdowns, with the government and the chief scientific advisors just accepting, and this is a view that's kind of becoming more and more accepted by sort of people with common sense really, that we just have to live with this thing now and sort of not have these sort of ridiculous lockdowns all the time. So if that acceptance was taken up by the government and we just accepted, we've got this thing, we've got to live with it, no more lockdowns, and also accept that we've all got rights to dealing with this thing how we see fit, whether it is having a certain treatment like that one, or like the ones that start with the letter I, or just doing natural things to keep your bodily immunity sort of high. Just an acceptance that we've all got the right to do that, and therefore we do not need a V pass. And also, if these proposed, or not proposed, but these sort of feared food shortages don't come to pass as well, again, there's sort of many people saying that is being caused by nefarious people for nefarious reasons. So if we get through to next spring having experienced none of that, or not very much of it, maybe just a few sort of price hikes here and there, the odd empty shelf here and there from time to time, but nothing too serious. And also by next spring, just a general rolling back of the tyranny. Let's not see any more sort of police beating up sort of innocent protesters and or anything like that. Let's see the law, the emergency laws that were passed to deal with this situation, let's see those repealed by next spring, or hopefully a lot more quickly than that. So that's a bonus one. Let's just get through to next March and not see any of these horrible things kind of taking place. And if that is the case, we don't see any of that, then yeah, maybe that will convince me that the government aren't as bad as what I'm currently thinking they are. So there was my 5 kind of answers to that question and a bonus one. Like I say, I'm sure many of you are going to be leaving your own reasons as well in the comment section below, so please do that. Look forward to seeing them, and I'll be back tomorrow after being to the Stand in the Park. That's what this yellow t-shirt's all about, the Stand in the Park t-shirt. So I'll talk to you then. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.